Hey there! Today on YinkusPepe Talks, we are diving into one of the most misunderstood strengths in Christian marriage, African marriage, and honestly, marriage everywhere. The power of softness in marriage. And let me tell you right now, this message is loaded with marriage advice, relationship wisdom, emotional intelligence, and the almighty femininity. And the kind of truth that will shift the atmosphere in your home. So let's get to it. Welcome to YinkusPepe Talks, fearless truth, unapologetic wisdom with a little bit of warmth. I am your girl, YinkusPepe. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the family. So I say grab a seat, settle in, and let's grow together. Now, let me tell you a story about a woman named KEMI, a strong, brilliant, independent woman, the type who looked like she had the whole life figured out. But the same strength that helped her survive life was slowly destroying her marriage. And one day, something happened that completely broke her and rebuilt her at the same time. This is the story of how softness saved everything she was about to lose. Now, before you judge her though, hear me carefully. KEMI wasn't born hard. She wasn't mean. She wasn't disrespectful. She was simply a product of her environment. She grew up in a home where women carried the world on their backs, where vulnerability was dangerous, where weakness invited mistreatment, and where emotions were luxuries no one could afford. So KEMI learned to be tough, to survive, to handle everything on her own by herself, to be strong 24/7. Her strength became her identity, her armor, her personality, and her safety net. But strength without softness, it becomes a wall. And that wall started to show up in her marriage. The cracks. When KEMI married DAYO, she married a man who was steady, calm, and gentle. He wasn't the loud, forceful type. He was a quiet leader, the kind that never raised his voice but carried peaceful authority. But because KEMI was always in survival mode, she didn't know how to rest in his calm. Then the small cracks began. DAYO would say, "Babe, I think we should do it this way." And KEMI would say, "No, that doesn't make sense. Let me just handle it." Another DAYO would say, "Can we talk?" And KEMI would say, "What about? Just say it." DAYO would say, "Maybe we should save a little more this month." And KEMI would say, "For what? I already planned it. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay." See, in her mind, she wasn't trying to disrespect him. Her instinct was to take over because that's how she survived life before she met him. But DAYO withdrew quietly. The gentleman didn't fight for space. He retreated. Their home shifted from being warm to cold, from connected to distant, from lovers to co-managers of a house. No fights, just silence, which sometimes is worse. Then came the trigger moment. One evening, as they sat on the opposite sides of the couch, both scrolling on their phone, no talking, no laughter, just two exhausted adults sharing Wi-Fi. DAYO quietly asked, "KEMI, are you happy?" She didn't look up. "Why you ask?" He sighed deeply. "I don't feel like your husband anymore. I feel like an intruder in your life." KEMI froze. He continued, "I don't feel needed. I don't feel wanted. I don't feel invited. You do everything yourself. You decide on everything. You don't even ask me. You don't consider me. I love you, but I don't know where I fit in your life anymore." Those words shattered her. Breakdown and start of the softness journey. That night, KEMI couldn't sleep. She replayed their months together, the sharp tone, the "I've got it" attitude, the independence that had turned into emotional distance. She finally saw her marriage from his eyes, and it crushed her, really. Around 2 a.m., she locked the door, sat on the floor, and cried. Deep, painful, childhood-rooted tears. Not because she was weak, But she finally felt safe enough to admit, I don't know how to be soft. I've never learned how to be soft. She whispered, God, help me. Show me how to love this man. Show me how to be soft without losing myself in all of this. That prayer cracked her armor completely. Now, the softness didn't come instantly. It came slowly, in small decisions, in small doses, in the tone of her voice. One morning, DAYO was leaving for work and she said, thank you for everything you do for this family. He turned shocked. She had never said that before. But another day, he suggested trying something different financially. Normally, she'd shut it down, but she said, okay, let's try it your way. Another time, instead of correcting him mid-sentence, she paused and listened, then said, what do you think we should do? These tiny moments began rebuilding trust. And for the first time, DAYO felt respected. He felt seen, he felt considered, and he felt invited. Her softness didn't make her small, it made the marriage big again. As she softened, DAYO blossomed. He became more expressive. He became more affectionate. He talked more. He prayed over her more. He took initiative. He stood taller as a man. Her softness awakened his strength. Their home changed. Laughter returned. Peace returned. Connection returned. Not because KEMI became quiet, but because she became wise. Because softness is not silence. It's emotional intelligence. Softness is not stupidity. It's strength under control. Softness is confidence without noise. And softness is power guided by the Holy Spirit. Her softness didn't erase her strength. It refined it. It made it more effective. Months later, they were sitting together one evening and KEMI said, I always thought I had to be strong to survive. But softness is the strength I didn't know that I needed. And DAYO replied, I never needed you to be perfect. I just needed the part of you that lets me love you. Somebody felt that. KEMI learned something powerful. Softness is not weakness. Softness is not losing your voice. Softness is not allowing disrespect. Softness is not being a doormat. But what is softness? Wisdom. It's timing, grace, emotional maturity, confidence, peace, feminine strength under the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Her softness didn't reduce her. It revealed her true self. Some of you watching right now are KEMI. Life hardened you. Childhood toughened you. Survivor mode shaped you. But God is calling you back to softness, not as weakness, but as wisdom. If this story touched you, comment, I receive softness back. I receive softness back. I'm claiming it too. And if this blessed you, please like, comment, and share, and remember to pass it on. Until next time, this is your girl, oh my love, YinkusPepe.